Hi everyone, Matthew and Alex here with another Plant Fact Friday here at the Greater Des Moines Botanical Garden.
Today we're talking about our favorite berries, bananas of course.
You heard right. So bananas are actually berries, botanically speaking.
That's right. So contrary to what grocery stores and names of fruits might lead us to believe, fruits like raspberries, strawberries, or even blackberries are not berries. Matthew, tell us what they are.
So these guys are a little bit different fruits. So for a raspberry, for example, each one of these little drupelets is its own individual fruit. And so all of these bunched together make this an aggregate fruit. If we switch over to strawberries, strawberries are what we call an accessory fruit. And that name just comes from the part of the flower that the fruit actually comes from. All of these little seeds around the strawberry are actually the fruits themselves. So there are hundreds of fruits in a single strawberry. These little fruits are called achenes, and they are the same type of fruit that a sunflower seed is.
That's right. So botanically speaking, the definition of a berry is a fruit that is fleshy at maturity, so contrary to our sunflower seeds. It is not an aggregate fruit, so it doesn't have drupelets, and it is soft and fleshy all the way through. Can you think of any berries?
Ooh, I am thinking of ones like maybe tomatoes, grapes,
yes,
blueberries?
Exactly. So
okay.
Even fruits like blueberries and peppers are actually berries, and peppers are a unique type of berry called a pepo.
Fun.
Yeah.
So we've talked a little bit about the berries themselves, but let's talk about the actual plants. So here at the Botanical Garden, we have a lot of these plants. And you'll notice I call them banana plants and not banana trees. And that's because these really tall structures are missing two key parts that trees have. So one is hard wood. These guys are very squishy. It kind of feels like rubber or maybe vinyl. And they also don't have secondary growth, which is tree rings. So if you think of when you cut down a tree, you see all of those rings put on year by year. These guys do not have that. And what we're actually touching right here is part of the leafy structure. Alex, can you tell us a little bit more about the leaves?
That's right. So if you follow this leaf structure up, this is called the pseudostem. It goes all the way to the tippy top where we have very, very large leaves coming out of the banana plant here. These leaves are producing food for the plant, acting like very large solar panels, making food through photosynthesis. Now you'll also see a very unique structure here on the banana plant. That is called a peduncle. A very fun botanical vocab word for you today. A peduncle. Matthew, tell us more about the structures of the peduncle.
Yeah, and I think when I'm teaching you about this, I'm going to use this one over here because it's a little bigger and easier to see. So if we look up here, there's two main parts of the peduncle. So this really big guy down here that looks kind of like a bulb, that is actually the male flower. And I have a small male flower here that is up under those. And you can see that there's a little nectar sac right under that. And then there is the tip with the pollen. So if you look back up here, all of those little male flower parts are under each one of these flaps. And a very special pollinator, one of my favorite pollinators, a fruit bat, will fly up here, getting that nectar from that little sac. And in the meantime, he'll also be getting a lot of pollen over his fur. And then he might fly up to the female part of the peduncle, which is, if you'll notice, little baby bananas. Now on the end of each one of those baby bananas is the female flower. And once those are pollinated, that flower will actually fall off. And if we look at our grocery store bananas here, you can see those flower scars right on the end there. And that is where the flower was. But these bananas that we see in grocery stores, there's something special about their genetics. Can you tell us a little bit about that, Alex?
That's right. So all of the bananas that you find in grocery stores that are in our homes that we love to eat are all genetically identical. And that's because humans, we don't like to mess around with eating seeds in our fruit. So without seeds in the fruit that could be planted and create new plants, we had to create a unique way to make the seedless bananas. And that is by using a pup or a sucker plant for reproduction. So it's the same exact plant. They're genetically identical. The same plant sends a small shoot or sucker up from the bottom, and then it produces more bananas.
So if you are in the neighborhood and looking for a tropical oasis, come see why we are bananas for bananas here at the Greater Des Moines Botanical Garden. We hope you have a good weekend. Thanks for coming by.
Bye.